Well, guys, hey, obviously, real excited today to welcome, our student athletes and their families to our Hawaii football family. We're really excited about the young men that are joining us today, and we feel that they're great fits for our culture, our team, and in our quest to build a championship caliber football program. And just so impressed, obviously, with them as young men, as students, their character, their academics, and obviously how they fit here. I want to thank our players. Our players did a tremendous job hosting, we have a host for each recruit that comes in, but moreover than that, our team really came out and spent time building relationships with these guys and teaching them about what we're all about. And so I want to thank our players who did an unbelievable job. So just so grateful for that. And obviously, we really think that today was a really good day for us. I want to wish all the players that that didn't sign with us, that signed elsewhere. I want to wish them the very best on their journey, and it was a great pleasure to get to meet them and to recruit them, and that's something that's important to me, that we wish them the very best as well. This recruiting process with the transfer portal, with it obviously recruiting is completely is changed, and just how rapid things have to move. I want to thank all the people involved. Our staff here, our coaches, our GAs, our support staff, our recruiting staff, which is a very small staff, did an unbelievable job. Many people, our academic team here, Carrie and her group, were just absolutely awesome. Our admission staff, I mean, we have to, get stuff turned around really fast. They did a tremendous job. I want to thank them. David Matlin, President Lastner, for coming out. And it's great to work at a place that your president will come out and meet with your recruits when they're here. And so I don't know, there's not many places I've worked that you've had that. Obviously, our current players, our coaches' wives did a tremendous job. Our equipment staff did a tremendous job helping us. They do a great job of that presentation. Obviously, Brian Wong and our athletic training staff involved. We had professors on campus that we really did some things that we haven't done as in the past. And so the professors on campus, I think, were big in this, and I want to thank them and appreciate their help. Our media relations folks that work with us, and our facilities people. I mean, it's an undertaking to do all the campus tours and to obviously get people here. Obviously, this day and time with safe travels and all that, administratively, I just can't thank all of our Hawaii family here at the University of Hawaii for their help and their support. Talking about our class, kind of how we think things progress as we're looking at things. This is about a third of where we'll be. The next signing date, you'll get a little bit more, but recruiting is just really different now, because used to it was over the first Wednesday in February, but it will continue. We're going to announce the guys that we have today. We probably and we'll make sure we do a good job of communicating with you. We're going to add at least one or two, maybe three people. We just couldn't get all the paperwork done in the next day or so. So we might be adding some people just so you guys are aware of that. Okay. So in doing that, our focus, and obviously with where our needs were on defense, was in the defensive backfield, where we have, obviously the biggest guys as far as graduation and guys where we had immediate need, in particular the cornerback position. So man, we really are excited today to add the guys that we're adding at the cornerback position. Chigozie Anazium from Cal, a transfer from Cal, 6'1", 205 physical corner who, I think he had 6 starts there. A guy that we think is going to be impactful. Obviously, fit in great and had relationship with our existing players. And so, and he'll be here this spring. And man, we think a lot of him. Think he's going to be a guy that can really be an impactful player for us at that cornerback position. Verdell Edwards, transfer from Iowa State, a 6'2", 205-pound corner. To have the kind of size and speed and explosiveness and experience adding to that position, obviously losing our top 3 corners, it was important that we had guys that were going to be here this spring and ready to play. And again, these guys had, Verdell and Chigozie both had strong relationships with our players, and were a great fit for our culture. So we're excited about those 2 guys at corner. We're probably going to add another corner here tomorrow or later today to that group. And then I'll talk about the guys at the end that are guys that are gray shirts that are part of this class at the end there. We'll go on and talk about safeties. Conan Moore from right here at St. Louis High School, a guy that knows what it takes to win. A guy that we think is got great ability, a guy that is smart, that's physical, plays well in space and has great man cover skills. We felt really good about him. We're excited to have him joining our class from right here in St. Louis High School in Hawaii. Cam Bell, another safety from the College of the Canyons, 6'1", 195-pound safety. 2-for-3 guy that we think is a guy that's going to come in and be impactful as well. And so, obviously our big focus was getting DBs that have great cover ability, that are physical, and improve our ability to tackle in space. And that fit who we are. And so, man, it was those guys were excited to, we didn't think we would be as far along at this point with the DB position, but we've adding those 4 guys are big time for us. At linebacker, real excited about Noah Kemma. Noah's family is from here. His dad's from here. He's got members of his family are from Hawaii, so there was a connection there. A guy that's preseason All-American linebacker from Snow Junior College, 6'2", 235 pounds, unbelievable character, a guy that fits in with our linebacker core. We want guys that have great blitz ability, guys that are extremely smart, that can communicate our scheme. And he's a guy that we're very excited about. And again, another guy that will be here this spring. So Noah Kemma, we're fired up about. Malachi Finau, from St. John Bosco High School. Man, this guy is just, it's a head scratcher for me, how in the world that, this guy didn't have everybody in the world offering him. 6'2", 285-pound defensive tackle, 3 technique that is, going to be an unbelievable player. Obviously has family from here, loves this place. What an amazing, when I think of Malachi, I think of his mother. So his mom's a great lady. And so we're excited about, obviously, how he's going to fit in the interior. He'll play 3 technique for us. And we think it's going to be a guy that's going to have a heck of a career here. And then on defense, we had guys that we had gray shirted that are part of this class at cornerback, Matangi Thompson from Punahou High School. We gray shirted, which he'll be here in January. These guys will be here in January and are a part of this class. We're excited about Matangi, obviously tremendous family, great character. All these guys fit who we are and what our program's about. Peter Manuma from Campbell High School joining our team as well. He's a linebacker and a guy that we want guys that are explosive blitzers, and a guy that we think that really is going to help us there. And then Sonny Simahatu from Mililani High School. So 3 great guys from here locally, from 3 great programs that know what it takes to win. And Sonny will line up and play the dog position for us. And all 3 of those guys will be here in the spring. So those are all of our defensive additions to this class. And then offensively, our focus on offense was offensive tackles, or offensive line, excuse me. Moving forward, it's offensive tackles as well. And then obviously playmakers. We needed to sign a running back or two. And then obviously we're going to sign a quarterback in this class. And as well, we want some difference maker, playmaker wideout. So that's what we'll be focused on moving forward. But we're excited about Ethan Spencer from right here at St. Louis High School. Man, from the time we watched him, just love this guy. This guy's smart. He's athletic. He's tough. He's a guy that transitions well to our system. Coach Terry just can't say enough positive things about Ethan Spencer. And guy comes from a program, knows what it takes to win. And you want to win championships, that's the type of young men that you want to recruit. So we're excited to welcome Ethan to our offensive line, and he'll play center. Junior Taase from Melbourne, Australia. He's in Aquinas High School in California. He's I guess a former rugby player, but this guy's played both ways in high school. Coach Terry's just so excited about his athleticism, 6'4", 320, and a guy that we think can play right tackle for us. And very, very excited about him. He's obviously his great family, and we're excited about how he fits what we're looking for. And that's was the number one focus really, is the offensive tackle position. Then at running back, the hybrid position. When I say hybrid, I'm talking, that's what Calvin plays, a guy that can play inside slot receiver, a guy that can play running back. The hybrid position for us, Tylen Hines out of Plano High School in Texas, via Air Force Prep Academy, a guy that dynamic, playmaker with the ball in his hand, kick returner as well. We're excited to obviously add him to our return group, and a guy that we think is explosive and it will help us at that running back position. And then really, guys, moving forward, like I told you, there'll be a few more guys that we'll add in the next probably the next 24 hours. That we just don't have all the paperwork on. And really moving forward, just to kind of let you guys know what our focus is. Our focus was obviously offensive line and defensive backs. And then we want to, we'll very much in the market we want to add at least a couple of playmaker wide receivers, and inside and outside. And then what we call a 3-back and a tight end. So they're two different positions. A 3-back is obviously that move inside receiver that can line up and play move tight end and all that stuff. That's a focus for us. And then we'll add at least one more running back and a quarterback in this class. And then on defense, we're really just in the market for guys that can impact the quarterback. Defensive end, edge rushers, an explosive blitzer, a guy that can impact, whether it be at a backer position or a defensive end position. That's kind of what we're looking for moving forward. And then probably add a safety. So great day for us. We're so excited to welcome these young men to our family. And it was just it was so awesome to have official visits and to actually go through the recruiting process, to actually get out and be able to actually get meet people and have our players be able to interact and have a somewhat of a normal process in recruiting. So we're excited about that, about our class. And then obviously it's ongoing. Recruiting is something that now is completely changed. It'll be ongoing throughout the spring. Questions?
All right, guys, as a reminder, we're going to use the raise your hand feature. Stephen, you're up next first.
Who are the spring guys coming in besides Chigozie?
Let me go through them. Chigozie will be here. Verdell will be here. Matangi, Noah Kema, Peter Manuma, Sonny, Tylen Hines. I think that's about, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay. Yeah. And I know you said you're bringing in a quarterback. It looks like you've been targeting a high school quarterback. Are you also looking to bring in an older guy to bounce out like a JC guy or a transfer?
We are targeting the guys that best fit who we are. obviously, and whether that be their transfer or high school. Obviously, wherever our needs are is what we're looking at that. We keep, we will sign at least one quarterback in our class. At least one. So yes, we're in the market for the best quarterback that best fits who we are and our needs.
Keith, go ahead.
Coach, I mean, this is important no matter where you go, but also especially in Hawaii about recruiting local. How well do you feel like it's been an emphasis, and how well do you feel like you've, kind of gotten recruits here from Hawaii?
Yeah, I'm pleased today. I think we have 5 of these guys are from Hawaii. 2 others have family from here. Obviously, that's the key for us. And so we're really proud of, obviously the new guys we're adding to the class, as well as our gray shirt guys. So we've got, 5 guys. And then I think, obviously we feel confident that we'll add even more. And that's important. It's from I said from the word go, is to be able to recruit and project, and to keep those guys that fit who we are and want to represent this university, keeping those guys here and busting our tail to do that. So that's our focus. And so I was very pleased today to get to add these guys to this class.
Kyle, go ahead.
Coach, you touched on it a little earlier, but just kind of the comparison from last year recruiting during the pandemic to this year, just kind of the difference, and just how the process has been for you guys this time around.
Well, it's been obviously, completely different than last year. You're signing people last year that you've not even met in person. You basically just Zoom recruit and virtual recruit. And so it was just a totally different experience, because, our whole deal is about relationship and being able to meet people face to face. And moreover, one of the things that we try to do with our official visit that I think really helped, I think our official visits, we try to have the young men that are coming in here to spend as much time as they can with our players, because that's who they're going to spend the majority of their time with. And then obviously their position coach, and obviously Coach Cook and our strength staff, and myself. So, and then they, obviously they meet our families, and we I think that's the best way to do it. And so that's what's so dramatically different from what it was last year, and made it so much more enjoyable. And it's a logistical challenge. I mean, our administrative support people, facilities people, everybody that I mentioned, from our professors to our trainers to our equipment people to our facilities, everybody, and especially our admissions people, because most people don't understand that you don't know the kid's coming, and they commit, and you've got, very short period of time to get them in school before, school starts here January the 10th. So, it's awesome that we have people that, I mean, they did a great job. And then I think it matters big time to parents when they come here and they get to meet a professor, they get to meet the people from their school of study. They get to sit down and visit with them. I think that's big. I think when they get to sit down, our academic support people here are awesome. And when they get to sit down and meet with them, I think that's a big deal. And then, I mean, I think it's, like I said, I think it's big. I mean, they come in here to visit, and, and the president welcomes them and gets to meet them in person. And so I think that's all those things are factors that help you tremendously. And so it was just a completely different process altogether. And, with all the things that we had to do to make that happen for those 2 weeks, a lot of moving parts, but I actually love to recruit. I actually love getting to meet families. And I think it's so much, I think it's tough when you don't get to do that. And so, I love going and sitting in their living rooms and getting to know their family members. And then I think that our players did an unbelievable job, that they don't have to do that. I mean, it wasn't just the player host coming. Our team came out in force to to go hang out on the beach, to go, come to meals, to come to when they, try on their jersey and their equipment stuff. I mean, I think that's the number one thing, obviously. And then obviously the number one thing we can do moving forward is go win this bowl game. I mean, the number one thing you can do to recruit is to win. And so I think that's the most important thing, but really, really proud of our players and our support people and our staff for putting this whole thing together and making it possible today to have, we're a little over a third of the way probably of where we're going to be as far as how many people, with our numbers, maybe a little bit more than a third of the way, which is good. And then obviously the next signing date, it still doesn't end. Last year, our philosophy was just to kind of make sure we had some back, because obviously you got to look at all the different combinations from high school player to junior college player to the transfer portal, and where your needs are and those type of things. And so that's but it's big to go into spring and be adding 7 players that are going to get to practice and go through spring, especially in those positions like those corners and the DB positions where we had our Cortez Davis and our top 3 guys are graduating or moving on.
Stephen.
With all the transactions that have been kind of going on the past couple of weeks, did you have to adjust your recruiting wish list, or did you always stick true to what you were going to go into, what your needs were for the off season?
Yeah, I mean, you have to, the numbers predicate where you're at. Obviously you have to, we have a formula for, managing the roster and how many DBs you need, or how many safeties, how many corners, because those are very different. And then how many interior defensive linemen to edge rushers or edge defensive linemen. And then obviously where we want to evolve to schematically to be able to maybe progress from there. So, the numbers, we have a pretty good formula to how we look at that. And then, because the bottom line is we really start kind of like an NFL team probably would, is that we really want to focus on, hey, the most impactful, like they draft first rounders, then second rounders, third rounders, and so on and so forth. That's how we look at recruiting as well. We want to, make sure that we're having, where are we strong, where are we weak? Let's make sure we improve those areas that we need to improve personnel wise as far as our weaknesses. And then obviously you're always looking for, I'm not a person who's going to just say, okay, I've got to sign this number of people when we're not going to turn down a person that's a difference maker. Does that make sense? So that's, there's a lot of things involved, but I think the key has been our coaches did a good job and our players of developing a relationship over time. And that's because, most of these players are guys that we've been on for a while.
Oh, one last thing. The Memphis coach was saying something this morning about, is there like a transfer thing where you get compensated for it? Because he thought you could go up to 7 more above the 25. Are you allowed to go above the 25 if you lose a certain amount of players?
There's new NCAA legislation. If you have attrition in the transfer portal and they were on your roster through the fall semester, then you can replace them up to 7.
Next question to Christian.
Hi, Coach. How do you assess the transfer portal where it's still pretty new, where a player like Chevron Cordero can join a division team in San Jose State, but at the same time, it can also be used for you guys to fill immediate needs? Do you kind of see it as a two-way street?
Obviously it's kind of yet to be seen kind of how that's all going to work out, how good it's going to be for football. At the end of the day, I'm all for what's best for each person, for the individual, and but on the same team, same deal. We gotta function as a team and all that. And I think that's, and we got to also really look at the game of football and make sure that we're doing what's best for the game of football. And for the development, these guys are student athletes. And so I think we looked this morning, Coach Fig or our recruiting coordinator was telling me there's like 746 people in the transfer portal, and 16% of them have scholarships. So that to me is pretty astounding, that because all those kids are giving up a scholarship to get in the transfer portal. So it's yet to be seen kind of how all that works, and hopefully, kids aren't, you don't. Sounds like the vast majority of them getting in there, it's not working out for them, and that's unfortunate because they all started with scholarships. Does that make sense? So I don't know. I don't really. I think it's tough if a player signs and the coach changes and all that kind of stuff. So I see there's two different sides of it, and at the end of the day, you want what's best for the players, and but I think the jury's still out on all that to see if it's really good for football, and if it's and then I think it's just going to have to be studied. You're going to have to see it. I know this. It's dramatically. You can't look at recruiting anything like before. And then I really believe this, that, there's lots of people just chasing the transfer portal. There's lots of value in high school players and junior college players there's a lot of those people that are not getting recruited that they're kind of surprised you. I've been surprised by that. I'm going, wow. I mean, you got players at really, really good high schools that you're looking at, and you're going like, wow, they're not even getting recruited because everybody's really chasing the transfer portal and all that. So you just got to you make sure you're focused and know who we are and what we're about, and make sure that you stay geared on that. And then you got to learn. You got to evolve. This thing is evolving. It's much different. How you have to manage the roster and numbers and all those things, and and the other thing is what is the best for these kids academically, and that's yet to be seen how that's all going to transpire, and because these kids are going to college to get an education, and that's what's going to last them a lifetime. That's to me what's the most important thing, developing them as a person, and then their academics.
Okay, guys, this is going to be the last question, and I'll go to Keith.
Coach, not to harp on this, as much as we have, but considering all of the, reported, perceived, whether true or not, turmoil in the locker room, has there been any, I guess, kind of effort to make sure that recruits, come, and has there been any recruits that have been dissuaded by what's been reported, and how have you guys kind of reacted to that?
No, I think our players have done a tremendous job. That was what we do, is just be transparent and be honest with people. And that's what we've done. And I think our players did a tremendous job when the players have come here, and over a period of time developing a relationship so they feel comfortable and they know what we're all about.